Hello, everyone, and welcome to Stockology. It's been a while when I last time made any video regarding any particular share, but this time we are going to do something different. Today, we are going to look at two of the most hyped share of 2024. You might have heard about it, you might have even participated in its IPO, and right now the name of the share is first Ola Electric, and the second Bajaj Housing, and both had done extraordinary performance when they had hit the market. So we are going to look how they are doing at this particular moment of time, because after a few weeks we didn't heard about them at all. So I think it is the right time to see those shares and get an idea what is happening. So right now the price of the share is 81.66, which is almost 1 by 2 of where its highest was. So I'm not surprised. I was already told you earlier the company had extremely big loss before its share hit the market. So I'm not surprised. You can see highest of 52-week was 157.4 and right now it is 81, which is extremely low. And you can see there is not much of a difference. Profit already told you down, even though the revenue and net worth is good, but earlier hype made it go up as much as it can be, but later it can't support that and it fell like it should be. At this point, promoters have less than like they have gone, which didn't surprise me at all. So let's look at its share and analyze a bit. As you can see here, in one point of view, there is no much of a angle or anything, but we can easily see a straight line which is mostly going down. So it can easily provide us our resistance. Yeah. Even though the market had went above that, but this is a line, this is a particular point where the share has maybe have tapped multiple times, so it could be a possibility there. Now we are looking the weeks. This is another resistance. It is in week. I'm going to put it in light blue color, and this is the starting point, so it is also has a significance in the eyes for analysis. In my particular opinion, this is also a nice support or resistance according to the at the time it is needed. It is also going to work as a resistance in this scenario. Now we are going to look in days, because this share don't have much of a background in it, so the best thing is to look at its previous high and lows, which will give a little bit of idea to us. Now this is going to be a significant resistance. I'm going to put in yellow, and then at below it is going to work as our support. It is to understand, if you can look closely, as I always says, whenever share is going somewhere at the in days, you have to look at the nearest high or lows to get an idea of where the share is heading towards. Now we convert it into candle to add a little bit more perception about it. And as you can see clearly, the share is falling. That's easily predictable and seeable, which is kind of an which I'm not surprised about it at all. I've already told you. Okay, so what we get out of it, 87.47 is going to be our resistance, along with 91.25, and 81.07, or basically 81, is going to be our support, because this is the lowest point we can find in our chart analysis. It is pretty easy to understand. I'm going to put it as my uh, resistance there, 91.5, because I like to go in whole number. 91.5. So as I already told you in my previous videos, I was not surprised when it has started falling down. So no surprise there. Now we are going to look Bajaj Housing Finance, which is the second share after Ola Electric, which went wild. So the 52-week high is 188.50. Right now the price is 136.31, which is almost less than 50 rupees down from where it used to be. And we look at revenue, profit, and net worth, which are positive and going high. So in future, this share has a potential to be much more successful. And if you look at the shareholding pattern, you can find one thing, that even though the promoters have less from 100%, but they are still holding a majority of the shares, which is a good thing. That means they believe in this share extremely. For long term investment, I think this is a really good share. Now we'll go in months. Even though there is nothing going to be in the months, as I already told you, it is hard to find anything in these kind of shares as they have just launched. So here in the, wait a minute, this is in the month. As you can see, as I already told you, we can find a good resistance here. We're going to go with it dark blue as always. Now we will look in weeks, and in weeks we can see multiple possibilities here. But as the months one is already down there, the weeks, the significance of this one is pretty less, because this one is going to be the main one in that scenario if the share is above that. In this condition, you can either take this or this, doesn't matter, because they are extremely close to each other. So I'm going to go with this one, as well as there with no other significant possibility entries in weeks. But now in the days, there are significant possibilities for sure. First of all, this one seems like a really good point of support there, because there before, just above it, a little bit above it, you can find this one as a support. So what should we do in this case? I think the best option is to choose one of the either one. You can choose either one of those and stick with that one instead of searching anything else. Now for resistance, this is going to be a resistance, pretty easy, and here it is, easily justifiable, easily understandable, which is what and what is not. So what is going to be our support and resistance? Obviously our support is going to be 135.97, which is quite close to 136, but right now the price is 136.80. There is not much of a difference between them. So usually in the case of these kind of falling down, you have to wait a little to see how the share acts. As right now you can see it's showing the sign of going up a little, so it is basically following a trend which is called lower highs and lower lows, which is basically a trend of falling. So we have to wait for a little there. And for in case of resistance, it is quite simple to understand. It is 138.27, but I'm going to put it at 138.3. For myself, this is going to be a decent entry point, 3 or 5, whichever you like. I'll go with 5. A little bit of room for share to move ahead or fall. So in this particular video, I just covered two of the most hyped share of 2024, which was Bajaj Housing Finance and Ola Electric. Both of these shares have launched in this particular year, and they don't have much of a background except for the initial report which was presented by the company, which if you have seen it, you might have guessed an idea about that, how these shares are performing at this point. In case of housing partner finance, I have already told you this share has a strong profit, net worth, and revenue generation, so it in future it will go up surely. For investment point of view, I say you can invest in it for a long time period, but in case of Ola Electric, it is hard to say because if you have looked at it, its profits is down, and at this point its share is also going down, and this is because this share is adjusting to at that level where it's supposed to be instead of moving according to the hype. And as well as the market is falling in the recent time, you can get an idea that it is the electric is also affected by that. So I'll say thank you for watching Stockology, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the another video.